Yeah, so my name's Phil Woodall. We've had a cabin now for just coming on for 3 years. And when we first bought it, which was in the Grand Designs exhibition in Birmingham, we never went along to actually buy a cabin in the first instance. What we was doing, to be honest, we were looking to buy a conservatory because we just wanted a bit more space. You know, we 3 teenagers, we just needed a bit more space in the house. And when I stood outside the cabin for the first time, I'd never seen anything like it, to be fair. And I walked inside and there's probably about 14, 15 people, and the atmosphere, these were people I didn't even know. The atmosphere was buzzing in there. One of the biggest things that we were concerned about when we were going through the process of first buying it, we had quite a few heated discussions, my wife and I, where would the novelty wear off? And that was, because if you're buying something like this, it's more of an extension of what your life's going to be, as opposed to, it's another building. So when we thought about it, we was like, will the novelty wear off? And we were swaying to and fro between conservatory and the cabin. And we thought, well, the conservatory is going to be too hot in the summer, too cold in the winter, and no doubt just end up filled with laundry. So what we thought we'd do was we'll go for the cabin because it gives us more opportunities, because, as I say, we wanted another room. And I can honestly say, after 3 years, it's probably one of the best things we've ever bought. Just being in here with the fire going, you wouldn't even believe you was in this country, let alone your own back garden. It's phenomenal. The lifestyle things that it can bring you far outweigh what you can see on a brochure when you first look at one of these. My daughter's recently moved out of the family home, and she started her own family now with a fiance, and the first thing that they bought in their new house, before they'd got the kitchen renovated or the garden done or anything, the very first thing they bought was an Arctic cabin. What's interesting is when you get a lot of people coming round for an evening, and the people that have been here before, they know that the prime spots to get are the corners. So they come in, and the first people get and dive into the corners. Because the walls slope back, you kind of lie back into them and almost lounge into the corners. And one of the beauties of the Arctic cabin is the fact that the walls do slope, and it may only be around 15 degrees, but it really does make a difference, because as I'm doing now, you can just lie right back into the corner. And if you're going to be there for 2 or 3 hours just sort of drinking and talking, you want to be the most comfortable you can be. So even if you're not in the corners and you're in the centre, you're still lying back. If you try sitting bolt upright for a couple of hours, it's not very comfortable. But just to be able to lie back like this, it's really what does it. It not only makes it more comfortable, but it throws the whole cabin. And the first thing people say whenever they walk in here, they can't believe how big it is inside. It's almost like a TARDIS. What we also do is I buy these little things, which are just off an auction website, internet website, where you can get these and you put your food in. So when you've finished eating your food, all you do is you take them and throw them on the fire, so you've got no washing up. The same goes for things like this, where we use wooden knives and forks. Again, it just adds to the whole log cabin type feeling that you're using wood. Again, as before, you don't wash them up, you just burn them. Although when you first get your Arctic cabin, it comes with everything that you really need. So it comes with 5 reindeer skins, you get all the place settings, you get some really nice wooden placemats, you get the thermometer, the clock and everything. And these really do add value. And the talking point is always the mobile phone bottle opener. That gave me the idea to say, well, what else can I add that I can bring to the cabin that's going to make it a little bit more personalised and a little bit more special. What's nice about the cabin is the fact that it's really easy to maintain. There's actually not a fat lot to do. When the fire's died down, you come back to it the next day, you just simply take a brush, you sweep it all into the centre, and then you just draw out the ashtray from the side and then just discard that to one side. And then really just as a sweep and a dust through, that's pretty much all. On an annual basis, all I do, because I'm really proud of my Arctic cabin, so what I want to do is make sure that it really looks the best it can. And so just normally towards the October-November time is what I'd then do, is just then give it a once over with just another wood stain as a preservative. The inside I've never touched. The inside is just pure bare wood. It's permanently dry, so it never needs to be treated. So I guess in summary, We could honestly say that this is probably one of the best things we've ever bought as a family. Reason being, right from the outset, when Arctic Cabins came to do the survey, give us advice in terms of location. They also gave us the advice that we didn't need planning permission because the clever design means it's under 3.9 metres and it's less than 1.6 metres to the eaves. So all the things to do with planning regulations we were talked through. The installation was fantastic. We couldn't fault the boys that did it. You know, they really worked hard, and I always say to people from start to finish, you know, when they started building and it was a set base, 9 hours later we were lighting the fire and having drinks. People can't believe us until they see the photographs. So yeah, in summary, it's probably one of the best things we've bought, but it's given us a better lifestyle choice and things that when you first look at a cabin and you're thinking, I really wonder if the novelty will wear off. Well, I can honestly say after 3 years, I'm as pleased and as proud with this today as I was the day that we bought it. You know, and it continues. And one of the best things is, you know, you're not going to find anywhere as nice as an Arctic cabin to sit in at Christmas when you're passing around the roast chestnuts that you've roasted over the fire. You've got the mulled wine in the little kettle that comes through, and you've got the little Christmas lights up. You know, there's no better place to be than, you know, in your own garden, enjoying time and drinks with family and friends.